What's up, guys? It's Plant Daddy Express here, and I got a $3,000 plant order, a shrub order from Proven Winners that I want to talk about in this video. So let's start with plant number one, Sunjoy Neo Barberry. I've got 4 barberries on this list, and I know that barberries, they do have thorns, but there's a reason why I'm getting these plants. Sunjoy Neo, just check out the pictures of this. This plant should get 4 to 6 foot tall, maybe 4 to 6 foot wide, but probably a little taller than it will get wide. This plant holds its coloration very, very well. It gets even more vibrant all the way from, spring to fall. Absolutely stunning plant. But if you don't want something that gets that big, here and on their way are Sunjoy Orange Pillar Barberries. These plants are pillars. They grow upright, so they shouldn't grow out much, requiring very little trimming. And if they do require trimming, it's very easy just to kind of go like this, and the plateau is brought down, and then boom, you're talking a couple years of growth shaved off, and like very minimal maintenance. Very, very vibrant. I love these plants. And Sunjoy Orange Pillar. Sunjoy Saffron, the Sunjoy Saffron is literally a very miniature bright yellow barberry. So it does have thorns. You're never going to have to trim this plant probably. It's going to grow incredibly small and slow. Sunjoy Saffron Barberry. All of these Sunjoy barberries, they're sterile. They should not grow from seed. Sunjoy Summer Sequins. This plant is a variegated with white and pink new growth. This plant is like a dappled willow that everyone asks about, but literally just shrunk down into a plant that should grow 4 to 6 foot tall, maybe a little taller, maybe a little bit shorter. But the Sunjoy Sequins, stunning plant. I've always wanted these plants, and now I'm getting them. Invincible Mini Moivette Hydrangeas. This is a shorter pink hydrangea. Should be very reliable, and it should have very sturdy stems as well. But if you want something that gets a little bit bigger with big old white flowers, I think I'm getting in regular Invincible hydrangeas, but I'm for sure getting some Incredible hydrangeas. The Incredible hydrangeas have large white flowers. If you guys liked the Snowball Viburnums, it's like that, but on steroids. It's like the Annabelle hydrangeas, but on steroids. Very, very sturdy and, good and reliable plant for part shade. Firelight Tidbit Hydrangeas. I'm getting in 2 trays of these plants because, if I buy them in, they're $25 a piece. If I buy them in here and grow them out, I'll have way more plants. And it was just a great seller. The past 2 years I sold out. This year I was unable to get any, so then this year I've got some Bobo hydrangeas in place of Firelight Tidbits, but I've got this on my mound. I've planned one for a landscape customer down the road, and they are just super, super pretty when in bloom. The one I have here had really nice large white flowers, which quickly turned pink. Firelight Tidbit stays like 3 foot tall, 3 foot wide, absolutely max size. It's a miniature hydrangea. Happy Face Orange Potentilla. Orange is a very, very rare color in flowers, and it is in a shrub which should bloom from late spring or early summer all the way till fall. Potentillas are extremely reliable. I've had them on every single mound, even up at the road here. Everywhere. I had other Potentillas. They're very tough to kill, but they stay compact, small, highly reliable. That is the Happy Face Orange Potentilla. I'm getting in Bloomerang Reblooming Dark Purple Ballet Lilacs. Bloomerang Ballet Lilacs. Reblooming Lilac. I'm also getting in Centera Double Blue Lilacs, Centera Para Lilac, but they have incredibly large clusters of flowers which are bred to smell amazing. Sonic Bloom Punch Weigelia. Sonic Bloom Punch is like a light pink. Red Prince Weigelia sold out for me last year. The Sonic Bloom, someone came to me and they're like, hey, do you have any Sonic Blooms? Because I have that one, and it rebloomed like crazy. They said that it lasted all fall or all summer to fall long. They said that it kept on blooming. So if it doesn't continuously bloom for you, then it should rebloom for you. And very easy maintenance plant. I think it can get a little bit taller and a little bit more crazy, but just flowers all the way up the branches and stuff. My Monet Purple Effect is a highly variegated Weigelia, highly reliable plant. The variegation is very pretty, but the purple effect comes from the purple and pink in the leaf. This plant is just on another level. I believe that it stays really nice and compact, so then you plant it. You might trim it once a year, and that is it, if that. It also blooms. Tiny Wine 9-bark. 9-bark, I've got a bunch of varieties here this year, and I have one Tiny Wine. I haven't sold it yet for some reason, but it's literally loaded with a bunch of white flowers all the way up the branches. The Tiny 9 has cute little leaves all the way up it that stay a nice dark purple pretty much from spring to fall. Reliable plant, great to put right next to your house, unlike some of the bigger 9-barks. Tiny Wine 9-bark. Incredible hydrangeas. They're just I think I mentioned this already, but they're just a sturdier, improved, way larger flower than the Annabelle hydrangeas. Laced up. All right, now the laced up elderberry is something special. The laced up elderberry is the only vertical, straight up, slender, narrow, whatever you want to call it, ornamental elderberry that flowers. It is just a specimen plant in the landscaping. Plant 10 of them, plant one of them. It's going to stand out. This plant, all the other varieties, they grow wide, they grow tall, they flower nicely, but like, you know, and then some of them you're probably wondering, like, okay, elderberries, they grow berries, but they grow huge. And, you know, I've sold some of those as well. I have those here. But this is an ornamental plant that stays narrow. It's like a Japanese maple that's more cold tolerant, that can handle the full sun probably better, and it flowers. I mean, look at these pictures. I can get them for you. I have one here. I sold 3 over the weekend, and even the smaller ones that I've got for sale, you know, they had flower buds, so they're going to be flowering right off the bat pretty much for you. You know, consider getting a laced up elderberry and contact me if you want one, like right now. And then candy corn spirea is a sterile spirea that holds its color way better than the other ones. Everyone looks at the spirea here, considers buying it, and it should stay a little bit more compact. You know, it's bright red when it first starts to leaf out. Spireas are great for foliage color. I don't think it flowers quite as nicely as some of the other ones, but I don't like flowers on a spirea. I like foliage color, and candy corn spirea is sterile, and it is, you know, when I see it in other gardens and, you know, and at my suppliers where I got the ones that I have, it's just stunning. Vibrant colors that pop, goes great with blues, goes great with reds. You combine red, the blue, and the candy corn spirea, you're going to have a great combination. But candy corn spirea is just a very, very reliable plant. I'm talking, you trim it back to 5 inches off the ground, you know, it regrows. Ruby Spice Clethra is a plant that I believe hummingbirds and different pollinator plants will absolutely love. Ruby Spice Clethra is like a native butterfly bush. So butterfly bush, you know what the flowers kind of look like little gnome hats or whatnot. It might not bloom as crazy, but it smells good, they say, according to Google. It's cold tolerant. I've researched everything. The Ruby Spice Clethra, I believe, like I said, I think it's a native. It smells good, and it can handle different soil and just shadier locations. So it's just a plant for potentially tough conditions. Butterfly bushes, I have 6 here. One of them is alive. The other ones, I believe, have completely died, and I lost $100 on them. The Ruby Spice should be way more reliable, and I think they might attract swallowtail butterflies. That is it for the exciting ones, but I am getting in a tray of splendid blueberries. So the splendid blueberry, I believe, is bred and selected for sweet blueberries that might be bigger as well. So it's just the only proven winner is blueberries. So that tells you that it's got to be something special. I'm hoping to grow these things better than the other ones I've had. I really need a restock on my blueberries because I've basically sold out of all the good ones. And the splendid blueberries, I'm really hoping that gives me something new and improved and just better and reliable. That's what I'm going for here with my list of plants. So let me know if you guys are looking for anything. Who knows, maybe I'll add to my, the list that I'm ordering from this company, because I'm getting some that are pushed back a little bit. But for the most part, I'm going to be planting most of these plants here in a couple weeks. They're going to have to grow out for a year or so. And then I'm hoping that next spring, as long as they survive and grow decently, they should be available here at Plant Daddy Express. I'm always trying to improve my business here and carry the best, newest, and just most improved. And, whether that means reblooming, whether that means just long-lasting and good-smelling plants, or that just means the foliage color. With this list of plants that I've researched and picked through a whole bunch of plants to get this list, I believe that all these plants are just going to be great performers. The starting price for most of these plants is going to be in the $35 range. And, if you want the laced up elderberries, I'm selling them here today. I've got one left for $55, but it's more reliable than the Japanese maple, which go for over $100. And these plants, like I said, they're more reliable for the most part, and they're improved plants. If you guys like this video, if you see something in this video and you're like, oh my gosh, I need that, never seen it before, I need a million of them, then let me know, because who knows, I can add to my order, eventually, or I can pick some of these plants up as well from, one of my suppliers. Thanks for watching, guys. Check out my other videos where I'm actually doing stuff, hopefully, whether it's a rock garden video or I'm walking around showing you guys some of the plants here at Plant Daddy Express. What do you guys want to see from Plant Daddy Express? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. And like I said, go check out my other videos. Thanks for watching, guys.